Yeah, I'll throw the spicy one at you, Corey.
Is that okay, Corey? Okay, she is happy with having the spicy ones come to her.
Yep, sorry, mouthful, bread.
No, that's good. I got your signals. What was I watching or reading something?
That's a good question.
I can't. There was something I saw where the main character walked up. Oh no, it's Spider-Man Miles Morales. There's a video of him on one of his one of the cutscenes they do for one of his adventures where he walks up to this woman and they just communicate in sign language with subtitles. And Thomas will cut in here in about 3, 2, 1.
I wish I could be on screen right now, but I can't. But yeah, God, the ASL was so good. It was so good. I was able to follow along with it. It made me super happy.
Which where are we talking
about? Spider-Man Miles Morales. There's that whole cutscene where he's going to help somebody, but they end up communicating in sign language. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I was just very caught off guard by that idea that it's like, wow, that's really cool. ASL is one of those things that to me is like you will learn that if you don't have if you are kind of compelled to learn it.
I thought maybe you were talking about the Dragon Prince show, because there's a character in that show who does sign language, and what I liked about it was they never moved the camera off of her when she signed, and and she had an interpreter who would speak for her because she was commander of an army or a section or something, and that was just really cool.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it a lot in movies where people are supposed to be signing and they constantly move the camera onto the person who's talking as opposed to or speaking out loud for them.
Right.
And so that was really nice.
It's just that it always seems to me like I would only have ever thought to learn ASL if there was somebody in my life that spoke ASL. Like the kind of way I approach any other language, it seems that I'd only really want to really take the time to train to do that if there was somebody else, if I was compelled to do it in some way, right? Learning Japanese was compelled by my interest in going to Japan or watching anime or those kind of things. Mm-hmm. French was something you took because you had to take it in school.
Oh, I definitely did not learn any actual French from taking stuff in school.
Yeah, I don't remember it as well.
I was in French from kindergarten till grade 12.
Oh, heck.
Immersion?
Did any of it stick?
I can still read it. I can't really speak it terribly well. And what I do speak is with apparently quite an atrocious Quebecois accent.
Oh.
I used to know a little bit of ASL when I was 12, because we'd go to church and there was a person at church who that was how they communicated, and they were fun to talk to because as a kid they were really fun to talk to because they made these big wide arm movements, and they wanted to talk to anyone who would talk to them, and they would teach you all the words that are naughty.
That's wonderful.
Nice.
I've found some signs to be useful, the letter T in a circle, I guess, is toilet.
Oh.
And so, my partner and I will signal from across, so that I don't disappear from a room without letting them know. Just kind of, got a toilet. Okay, see you in about half an hour or whatever. Thomas, it's hurting Thomas not to be in this discussion.
No. I had a really good experience once because in elementary school they taught us at least the alphabet and some songs, but I was at McDonald's in the ball pit trying to interact with this girl that was a little younger than me, and she was just not responding. And then eventually I got her attention and was like, "Hi, my name's Corey." And then she signed really, really fast at me. And then dragged me off to introduce me to her family because she was so excited that someone was trying to talk to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Yeah, and I keep thinking about it because some of my cousins sign, and my stepmom is a TA that does speech therapy and a bunch of other stuff, so she does a bit of signing for work, and it'd be nice. Mm-hmm. It'd be nice to be in any situation and be able to communicate with another person at any time.
Yeah.
No limits.
I like this. If you shake the letter R side to side, it means ready. So that's a really good one to use to signal your partner that you want to leave the party you're currently at.
Oh, that's better than, I'm going to take my hand off the wheel for a second, but 2 fingers in like this, pulling out of your enclosed hand is get out. And so that's the one we use for like, we got to bail. I can't take more business cards or whatever it is.
I generally just look Beej in the eyes, very frightened, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Well, for years here, because they were teaching Penelope a bit of sign language before she was speaking, and she would do kitty like this.
Yeah.
She would just stick her hand to her head, kitty. That was pretty fun to do at the office. And we use like same a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Baby sign language is great. I think everybody should learn baby sign language.
We all learned this one.
Yeah, we all learned
That
this
one's a little confusing for people because in our case it means all done.
Yeah.
Oh.
And a lot of other people are like, that's applause.
That's single ladies.
It's I've noticed that like Adam still uses it though, like when he's talking about being uncomfortable and stuff, he waves his hands like this.
Yeah,
like,
he'll do that thing. He's like, no,
But yeah, we
Fiddler on
all
the Roof,
used to.
yes, what?
We all used to do it. In fact, I think Penelope used to burn a lot of people.
Yes,
the moon by
she
going
would.
up to them and being like, "Oh," and like doing this and then running away, and we'd be like, "Oh no."
She's sick of seeing me. She wants me to go somewhere else.
Just, hi, Penelope. Do you like Pokemon? No.
Yeah.
That's a power move. I love it.
I mean, I'd rather know that the kid doesn't want to talk to me. It makes it easier for me to feel like I don't want to talk to the kid.
Well, it really. I know Cameron's like not here at the moment, but I remember he used to do Moosey for her, and she really liked that. And then at some point, she just was like all done with it.
Yeah.
Years and years ago, when I first started learning ASL, I went home to Canada for the first time in forever, and I saw my little cousin, my oldest cousin had a baby, and they were teaching her baby sign language, and so I made sure to teach her sorry. As a Canadian, like, this is very important. This is our cultural heritage.
Yep.
This is S. Yeah, sorry. It's important.
Yeah, it's important to be able to apologize.
And actually, Thomas, with you at Desert Bus, working side by side with you on tech, and you do like the thank you for notes, because it's like we got the headphones on.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You're getting feedback that you're very, very loud.
Oh, no.
You're not that loud to us, but I think you're loud to everybody else.
Loud to the stream, I mean.
Got
sorry.
it. It's the kind of thing where, when they say when you learn a language, you start to dream in it, you're really processing it. Like after, I want to say like a year and a half, I was dreaming in it, and I was just doing it without thinking about it, to people who obviously are not deaf. And I got a lot of weird looks for a while, but then people are just like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah. It's really cool. It's a fascinating language. The grammar is totally different, which is fascinating to me. And as like a word nerd, I just eat it up. It's just really cool.
I think, Thomas, you were telling me about like there are like public figures, like most people you spell out their names sort of alphabetically, but like for politicians and things, they will have like, instead of writing out Obama, you have like the O and then a little flag. Like that's just kind of the gesture.
Wow.
Yeah, you can have like, sort of like shorthand ASL names for.
But just imagine being immortalized in that way.
It's like any other language. It's there's shorthands. There's ways to yell or whisper. There's things that are way more polite versions of what you're saying and very rude versions of what you're saying. That's why it's so fascinating. It's just like this visual thing.
I mean, it's like if we all learned kanji, like if everybody did, and was like, okay, I know that means water, and I know that means fire, and if I write that out, I could write out a sentence essentially that would represent what I want to say in English, even if in Chinese it wouldn't make any sense. But all the characters would be in it, and somebody looking at it would be like, if they speak if they speak German, and they look at it and be like, okay, I can understand what all of these words are, and I roughly get the order that they're in. But I know this person doesn't speak the same language, but they use the same pictograms that I'm using.
Oh, okay.
Right, like that kind of idea. I love that idea, even though it would be like, it'd still be like Tower of Babel, where it's like you got everything's in the wrong order. And it's like I'm saying my waterbed is on fire, and you think that, oh, this guy sleeps in a bed full of fire and he pours water on himself.
I mean, it could be either.
Yeah. Again, learning ASL, like you're totally right. When I see somebody using like English Sign Language, because it's so much more exact sign English kind of thing, where like the actual just the letters are totally different. X in ASL and French Sign Language is just the crooked finger, but like in English Sign Language in England, it's literally right.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
Like
Yeah.
Q in ASL and French Sign Language is this. Like this,
Yeah.
and in England, it's you like make a Q with your finger, like which again is
Wow.
like nowhere near as use. Like you need both hands to do it, where you don't need both hands to do American Sign Language. It's really interesting that like you said, it's this kind of Tower of Babel thing where it's just so varied, and it's a rich culture. Was the other coolest part about learning it.
There is
I
a
have
Canadian Sign Language. It's really similar to the American.
And are there like regional dialects as
Yes.
well? I have to.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's also like what a thing that really appeals to me about it is like there's ways to do things sarcastically that to me seem more clear than necessarily how people talk, because sometimes when people are being sarcastic or they're not trying to be sarcastic and they have that tone in their voice and I'm like, darn it, I really wish you had a done sarcasm emoji going on around your face right now.
Yeah. Again, the context, like the dialects is because it's so contextual. Like, like this is Subway, because this is, and then when you're in New York, or you're probably if you're near New York and you're talking about New York, you just do this, and people are like, oh, that's New York, or Canada. I believe the sign for the ASL sign for Canada is the hand, so it's like the resembling a maple leaf
The maple leaf.
over the heart.
Huh.
There's all sorts of really cool stuff like that, because when you're in Seattle and you just go Seattle, it's like if you're in Georgia, people are like, Savannah, like what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
right, like
All right. So there is some downside there. It isn't a universally accepted thing because of slang. But yeah.
precisely, yeah. And it's like every other language is just constantly evolving. But yeah, the other cool thing that Molly was talking about is deaf names. Deaf names are really, really cool. I had a friend who's been deaf her whole life, and I was telling her about my cat, and she gave my cat a deaf name. My old cat Evie, she was kind of angry, and this is E, so this is anger. This is anger. This is E. This is Evie. I'm sorry, Evie.
Like it's clawing your face.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's very cute.
A little bit.
That's accurate.
My friend's name is Kelly, and I believe she still uses she, her pronouns, and this is Kay, and this is Thirsty. And she was pretty thirsty. This is Kelly. Yeah, they're it's again, it's so cool. It's very fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Another thing I've enjoyed is part of my family speaks Low German, so they incorporate some German sayings in it, like calling people like chicken legs and things like that. But then also we have some fans that attend PAX pretty often and get sign language interpreters to our panels, and so you can see them like making up on the spot language for like D&D or Magic context that just don't have standards. Love dragons.
Yeah, going to PAX was always a blast for that kind of thing. I'd always try to keep an eye out for the interpreters and try to puzzle out the kind of things we're inventing like that for sure. Apparently, and obviously it's been like viral on the internet for years now, but like rap concerts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a lady that does Eminem, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's great.
This is not a name drop. This is just my most recent experience with sign language interpretation. But when I went to sing the Stephen Fry song to Stephen Fry, it was also last minute, and I didn't know they'd have an interpreter. She had a copy of like everybody else's stuff, but watching her in the video, like realizing what my song is about, because this is a song where I offer to have Stephen Fry's baby,
Right.
and I'm pretty, on the nose about it.
Through like artificial insemination.
Yeah, and this is this is in a chapel that this is all happening. And so, like, the hook in the chorus is, so, like, if you, like, think about it and then send along your seed, and you can see her kind of turn, like, is that what is supposed to be happening?
Are you sure?
Okay.
That's
It was
amazing.
truly
I believe
heroic
that's-
work.
Yeah, that's a reckoning happening
Yeah.
in real time.
And just to be confronted by your own lyrics in that manner is kind of a horror I wouldn't wish on any songwriter, really.
It's
It's
like
making
somebody's
someone else
reading-
express your words and thoughts.
somebody else reading them back to you, but in a different way than you expected, and you're like,
And just
"Ah,
having
said what I
these
said.
words."
Just be confronted by what some of those look like on a person.